Hello, I'm attorney Vince Hine. I'm an attorney here at Timothy P. Crawford SC. I am an elder law and asset protection attorney. Part of my role as an asset protection attorney is, in addition to protecting assets from the nursing home, where we use asset protection trust and things of that nature, but I do offer as a subspecialty or a secondary practice, if you will, I do consumer bankruptcy for those debtors who have really gotten into financial trouble, frequently from helping somebody else, maybe simply because they lost a job. But we do offer bankruptcy as a service to those clients. And a little bit about bankruptcy and how it works. There's a number of different chapters in bankruptcy. There's Chapter 7, Chapter 13, there's also Chapter 11 and Chapter 12. Chapter 12 is for family farms or family fishermen. Chapter 11 is for businesses. Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 are for individuals. So for most people, Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 is where you would be focusing on. Now, in general, you want to do a Chapter 7 more than a Chapter 13. And that's because a Chapter 7 is a fresh start. So a Chapter 7, your debts to any unsecured creditors. So unsecured creditors, that means a creditor who has to whom you owe a debt, but they don't have any collateral on it. So not your home, not your car, but think about your healthcare bills and credit cards. What happens is those debts are discharged and you basically get on with your life and get a quote-unquote fresh start. A Chapter 13 is used really only under a couple of circumstances. Either your income is too high and you can't do a Chapter 7, or you've fallen behind in your home payments and you want to save your house. If you want to save your house from foreclosure, then typically a Chapter 13 is the way to go. And a Chapter 13 is a repayment plan. It is a 5-year repayment plan where your secured creditors get paid in full. So if you're 6 months behind on your mortgage, and your mortgage was $1,000 a month, you have to pay your mortgage like you did before, plus on top of it, the mortgage arrears, which will be spread out over a 5-year period, in addition to court fees and things of that nature. So you really do a Chapter 13 if you're trying to save a home that's in foreclosure, or if your income is simply too high. Otherwise, you would do a Chapter 7 and simply get a fresh start. A Chapter 7 can also be used for businesses that are going under. You would use a Chapter 11 when you're trying to reorganize the business and keep it alive. If you're simply liquidating the business and you don't want problems from future creditors, then you would do a Chapter 7. A business cannot do a Chapter 13, however. That is only for individuals. And again, a Chapter 13 does serve some purposes, but most of the time you're really going to want to do a Chapter 7 because then you get that fresh start. You don't have to be paying money for over the course of 5 years. It's simply easier to do, and once you're done, you're free and clear to go live your life and not have to be burdened by all those debts. So those are the different chapters. One of the things we do is we look at your assets and your income. And first we look at what's called the means test to see which chapter you fit into. Are you a Chapter 7 or are you a Chapter 13? The majority of people I meet with are able to fit into that Chapter 7 box because you can have a certain amount of income that's pretty reasonable before your income is too high. And again, the Chapter 13 really is Save the House chapter. Right? It's a repayment plan over 5 years. It can be 3 years, but it almost never is. So one is a repayment plan, that's the Chapter 13. The Chapter 7 really is a liquidation, and that's the true fresh start, and that's why you want to do a Chapter 7 if you're forced into a problem with debt, as opposed to doing a Chapter 13. Thank you very much. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to give me a call, 262-634-6659. Again, 262-634-6659. I am attorney Vincent Hine, and I thank you for your time.